Hello YouTube, I'm going to be taking you through my 12-week out prep update where I'll be going through everything I'm doing, coaches' feedback, how I'm looking, and generally where we're at and how we're finding the process. So here goes. I'm going to start with my health and well-being update. So my mood's very good at the moment. I'm loving the process still, really enjoying being on prep. I still want to be around people for now. That will change towards the end, I promise you, but it's all good at the moment. Energy's generally pretty good. Feel strong in the gym. I'm alright in the evenings. I just have a bit of a dip in energy at work during the morning, which is to be expected with the added cardio. Sleep's up and down. Some nights my sleep's a bit rough, or I wake up hungry, or just can't get back to sleep. Other nights I have fantastic sleep. I can't make sense of it, and blood pressure's in a really, really good spot at 110/66. Blood glucose is never above 90, really, 91 fasted in the morning. So on to the next slides. We're going to take you through my check-in photos from this morning. It's my lat spreads. I'm happy to see some separation coming out in my legs. Abs are visible in the vacuum, which is nice. Like, my legs are one of the last things that actually ever come through. My side chest got some glute separation and veins going on the quads on the side, which is good. I'm looking a bit flat, and obviously my lower abs are still very, very soft in the side tricep, which has all got to go. You can see plenty to come off. My back is where I hold most fat, especially around the love handle area, glutes, hamstrings. I do have some lines in the right light, but I need to get these photos looking so all lines are visible in all lights. And then when that's the case and you look good under the bad light, you know that you are ready. It's my rear lat spreads. What's next? So we got my abs and thighs. Yeah, I was quite happy with this. This has come a long way. Most muscular. And then I believe the next one is going to be my front relaxed. That's what I sent him this morning. These are what I sent this morning. So yeah, I'm really happy with these. Happy, not satisfied. Still plenty to pull off. Plenty of work to be cracking on with. So yeah, it's time to crack on. So diet changes. He's removed 150 gram of potato from meal 2. So meal 1 on a training day and a rest day is 2 whole eggs, 200 grams of egg whites, 60 gram of oats, 100 berries. Meal 2 is now 150 gram of salmon, 5 asparagus spears. Pre-workout is 80 grams of engineered muscle hydro rice, 50 grams of whey isolate and 30 grams of honey. My intra shake is 10 grams of EAAs, 10 grams of glutamine, 10 grams of creatine and 3 grams of taurine. Post-workout meal is 150 gram of 5% lean minced beef, 90 grams of jasmine rice and 100 pineapple. Meal 5 on both days, training and rest day, is 150 chicken breast, 50 jasmine rice, and a handful of green vegetables or peppers. Meal 6, which is for bed, is 8 egg whites, 1 whole egg, a handful of spinach. 8 egg whites is 30 gram of egg white, 240 ml of liquid egg whites if you're doing it like that. Only difference in rest day and training days, I don't have pre, post, and intra set up. So meal 3, which would be pre-workout, is 150 gram of 5% beef mince, 75 gram of jasmine rice, and my 100 pineapple. Meal 4 is 75 grams of engineered muscle hydro rice, 50 grams of whey isolate, and 10 grams of nut butter for added healthy fats with that. There's not the usual massive difference or swing in calories I have between training days and rest days, but that's nice because I feel like my rest days are actually refueling my recovery and I'm recovering better from the sessions. So on to the juicy stuff, the stuff that everyone wants to hear about, the stuff that matters, right? PEDs. So we're running 300 milligrams of testosterone and enanthate per week, 400 milligrams of masteron and enanthate per week. This total milligrams is about a third of what I was running on prep at this stage last year. And it's pretty basic, nothing toxic, nothing exotic, no orals. Or I use a human growth hormone before beds, and sometimes I use 250 micrograms of DSIP, which is deep sleep inducing peptide, that like 4 nights on, 3 nights off, just if I feel like I need it. And I might throw in a little bit of melatonin there too if I'm struggling to actually fall asleep. But sleep has been somewhat upheld this prep, which is huge. So I'm going to go on to the health supplements I take. So I'm taking 1000 milligrams of omega-3s with my first and last meal. In the morning, I'll do the full engineered muscle health stack, which is cardiac, nephron, and hepatic. So it's your heart, your kidneys, and your liver. It's all very important. They're looked after. Kidneys take a battering as a bodybuilder. So is your heart, and your liver is really important for fat loss and processing extra estrogen from taking all those PEDs. So that's so important. You've got to look after your health, guys. I do 500 milligrams of berberine with meal one for glucose disposal. Vitamin D3 and K2, 4000 IUs and 200 micrograms. A whole food multivitamin throughout the day. The rest of the meals I'll do 590 milligrams of krill oil. Magnesium I do with all meals, which is 1000 milligrams of magnesium biglycinate with 250 milligrams of elemental magnesium. That's the important bit, elemental magnesium. That's what your body needs. I do 1000 milligrams of vitamin C post workout. Apparently, it's the best time to take it. As mentioned in the diet, my intra-workout setup is 10 grams of essential amino acids, EAAs, to stop me going catabolic and burning muscle during the workout. 10 grams of creatine because it's the best, most studied supplement out there, and I do believe it makes a difference. 10 grams of glutamine, that helps with hydration and recovery. It actually helps a little bit with digestion, I find, so it's very useful to have that in there. And I have my 3 grams of taurine, which again helps with like muscle cramps, muscle soreness, and fatigue throughout the session. Pre-bed, I'll do 500 milligrams of curcumin for anti-inflammatory properties. The engineered muscle turbo dream stack, which has got the usual ashwagandha, some magnesium, L-theanine, just to name a few ingredients. It really helps. And 3 grams of glycine. I just find that makes me very relaxed. I have my blue light blockers on. I won't look at my phone from 8 o'clock, and I'll be ready to be in bed falling asleep by 9, which is great because sleep's important, and I do feel like it's made a difference on this prep, it being upheld. So my training split, I'm running variation of a bro split. Delts, traps, and triceps. Day 1. Day 2, legs. Very taxing, so I have a rest day after that. Day 3 is chest and biceps, which, who doesn't love chest and biceps? And then day 4 is back, another taxing session, so I have a rest day after that. Calves, Luke has got me doing 8 sets of calves at the start of every session apart from leg days. So that's 4 sets of seated calf raises, 4 sets of standing. And yeah, I've always had weak calves. I've never thought to train them this frequently, so it's going to be really interesting to see if I get any growth during this prep, especially as I'm in a deficit. That'll be pretty cool. And if it doesn't happen, I'm sure it will happen when food goes up in the off season and we start pushing the envelope a little bit more. I do need bigger calves, and when you think about it, you walk on stage, first thing the judges will notice about you at the height they're sat is your calf muscles. So they got to be done. Abs, 8 sets of abs, so 4 cable crunches, then 4 sets of hanging leg raises at the end of all sessions. Again, your midsection can never be too good, and although it hurts at the moment, I can see improvements after just a week. And I've got 30 minutes of fasted list cardio 6 times per week, so a heart rate of like 120, 130 beats per minute. So I just wanted to close this video by showing you how far I've come in the last, like, I think it's 11 or 12 weeks I've been doing a fat loss phase. I never intended for this to be a prep. When I set out, this was just a fat loss phase to pull off a little bit, create some runway so that I could transition back into gaining phase productively and push for some more size. I definitely got too fat this off season. I did have a couple of incidents where I was in hospital, kidney infections and so on, and I've only got myself to blame for not managing it correctly, and that's the state I got myself into. But that being said, I'm proud to say that the majority of this so far, I've brought myself down to this kind of body composition, which, according to my coach, Luca, is in an excellent position to be in 12 weeks out. As you can see, I've still got plenty more to pull off. Like I say, I do hold on to quite a lot of body fat in my lower half and legs, so my abs will probably be fully in before my quads are, but that's not a problem. I'm letting Luca take the reins now. you know, we're pushing for a bit more fat loss, which is good. It makes me happy. Makes me happy it's not going to be like the last prep where I was behind on condition all the time and chasing condition. Like, just for reference, I was looking back at my check-in photos from my last prep, and we did a 16-week prep. This is going to be like 24 weeks. And for doing a 16-week prep, it wasn't long enough. I was lean. I'm leaner now than I was at 5-6 weeks out. And literally the last bit of prep, I just had to do hours of cardio, just lean protein only. So like cod, egg whites, a bit of whey isolate if I was lucky. And yeah, like, that's disgraceful. Let myself get like that from the back. But you know, we are working on things. Things are improving, and yeah, like I'm happy but not satisfied. I'll be satisfied when I'm on stage and I've bought the best possible package I can. Just another point of reference as well, the abs and thighs on the left, I didn't actually take that until 4 weeks into the fat loss phase because I was actually too embarrassed to take a front shot doing abs to start with. So yeah, so that is my contest prep update. That's where we're at 12 weeks out. I will be doing these weekly, or at least I will do my very best to get them out to you every week and document this journey. I'm looking forward to this. This is an opportunity to improve on last year and just bring a package that I'm actually happy with and not ashamed to look back on, like my competition day photos from last year. So if you have made it this far, thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend. It all helps. And yeah, look forward to seeing you in the next one.